You seen Brandon Jennings talking shit about the Nova Knicks on Twitter?
No, we'll get into that too. Hold on. Texting. Sorry about that. We're live. It is a wet so Wednesday. And do you feel that, Thomas?
Oh my God!
Is that not the
It's sweet surrender?
Oh my Lord, serenity now. Oh, that is the redoubtable one himself, Thomas Izzo, the highly questionable Najee Miliacha. Welcome back to IDD. For those of you I don't disagree.
No, I do not.
Segment 1, WNBA. Segment 1, WNBA. Get used to it, boys and girls. It's here to stay, and Caitlin Clark is the reason why. And tonight she didn't disappoint. Breaking an all-time record, the single game assist record as a rookie, I might add.
Which was 18.
She broke it tonight. And if you look at her team, which we'll get into that in a minute, that's a fucking miracle in and of itself.
She went for 24 and 19.
She probably should have had, if she had a real team around, she probably would have had 25 assists at least. The bottom line is she gets 24 because she does have Aaliyah Boston out there with her, thank God. But they lost. They blew it. They came back. They had the lead. The Dallas Wings, who nobody talks about, they won it tonight, 101 to 93 because they had a foul at the end.
They got 6 wins.
6 wins now.
Have there been some injuries for them? What's going on with that?
Well, I had the thing pulled up here. I thought I lost it. Anyway,
God, they shot 45 cents from the three.
They just flip-flopped. They being the Fever with the Chicago Sky for the 7th and 8th playoff spot.
Oh, because the Sky beat the Aces
last night. We'll get into that too.
That was another good game.
So, we will talk about that. Yeah, here we go. So, Dallas, I get the box score. Look, the Dallas Wings. Tommy brought this up before we went on the air. They've got some players. And this, how do you say her name?
Agumbawale. She's, just say Arike. That's her first name.
24 points, 7 assists, 3 steals. No joke. She's no joke.
Yeah.
And then they got it to his point. They have a couple of bigs down low. But here's the thing. And I'm glad he brought this up because when you look at their roster and you look at their talent, you're like, how does this team only got 6 wins?
They've lost 17 of their last 19.
Yeah. How's that possible with some of the talent? Well, it's one thing to have it. It's another thing to know how to use it.
I guess you're right.
How to deploy it. The Boston Celtics did this, believe me, recently. We would talk about how are you wasting all this ability to go to the basket settling for threes, and then when they did it and they played defense, they finally won a title because they fought against it. Now, Dallas is a young team as well, and maybe they get there eventually. I don't know, but they have some very talented post players, and they've got an all-world guard. And they just had a few more post players than the Fever did because that's where the game that they seesawed back and forth really with points in the paint too. But
the tough part was in the first half, Dallas really pulled away from them.
They did,
and then they had to spend a lot of energy getting back. And then you're right, it was back and forth.
But they caught him. They went by his 6.
They went up by 6, yeah.
But again, this is what young teams do. They, especially when they've got potential, because this team's in the playoffs right now, even with the loss tonight. They're going to win some they're not supposed to win, like the Liberty last week, and they're going to lose some they're not supposed to lose, like tonight. This is what young teams do. We've both seen it, okay?
It's a 40-game season.
We're not making this up. So and then the playoffs. So college girls basketball season, if you went to the finals, it's like 36 games. So they're going to be over that before the playoffs even start.
And they basically haven't stopped since then.
No.
When you think about the players who were in the finals, Caitlin, Angel, Cardoso, anybody from UConn.
I said this.
They haven't stopped playing.
They went right. I said this on a previous show. They went right from the season to the draft.
Yeah.
To the draft, and then it's
to practicing for a couple weeks.
Did they get a month off?
No.
Did they even get 3 weeks off?
There might have been a month between the championship game and the draft. There might have been a month.
Maybe.
But I think it was less than that, actually.
I think it was less.
2.5, 3 weeks, maybe.
I think it was less. That's a hell of a transition to make.
But you do see a lot of teams, like, growing. So I think that is something cool about the league. Like, I've seen some teams, like the Mystics, they started horribly.
Yeah.
But now they play competitive games.
They look better, a lot better now. They did.
Yeah, they beat the Fever a few nights ago.
They did. So look, maybe these aren't as bad as we thought. Maybe because there's still a lot of games left, 15, 16 games to go when they get back. Who knows what these teams end up doing?
Yeah.
So
I don't know the league well enough to know. You know what I'm saying?
But this
like,
is the thing. You're right, and I don't either. For that,
Yeah.
I can tell you players. You give me a name, I can tell you, but I don't watch the entire team.
Right.
And I would watch the Liberty and I would watch the Aces last year, and I knew they were on a collision course. And then I watched the Connecticut Sun. I'd watch them because of Connecticut. They were close proximity.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I didn't know much about the league. I can tell you who the stars were, but I couldn't tell you much about their teams.
yeah.
Not really. But this is, again, the Caitlin Clark effect.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Now we're tuning in.
We're watching.
We were at our daughter's soccer game tonight.
Yeah.
It was a doubleheader.
Yeah.
From 6:30 to I don't know 8:15.
Yeah. Yep.
And
Double header.
I had the phone out, and we had Caitlin Clark on for the second game while we were watching our daughters.
And by the way, I don't want to one-up that, but here's something. He also was a first. Talk about history made tonight. Caitlin Clark made history, and I know he and I both did, because that was the first thing. We had a women's basketball game on while our daughters were playing
Soccer.
and we were watching the women's basketball game.
Well, we were watching the soccer.
We were trying to watch both, but let's be honest. We kept checking every 2 seconds.
I mean, I always
It's
got to
not
look
like
up.
it's not like our daughters are Messier and Pele. It's not. That's
I
not who
love
they are.
watching Penny crash into kids.
No, Penny. Yeah, Mia closes her eyes and then sometimes she finds a nut. It's just Penny's at least aggressive. Mia's like, oh Christ, don't get hurt out there. Don't get hurt out there. Don't break yourself.
I love watching those games.
I didn't say I didn't like. We gave them all nicknames,
Exactly.
and I gave them half of them.
We watch it like we watch any other sporting event,
so,
except
I
our
mean,
daughters are in it.
yeah,
Well, no, you watch it like any other sporting event. I'm a little different.
Yeah,
Like I have compassion and love because our daughters are out there. You have none.
I have no.
He'll be. If
By the way, they bent the team over in the first game, and they got bent over in the second one.
if something starts going wrong, I just pray that like the other kids' families aren't around because he just starts leaning over me. Oh my God, are you fucking serious? What are you doing out there?
Terrible.
Jesus, get her out of there. I'm like,
And it could be the
I'm
kid's
like,
mom
RJ,
could be right
Jesus
next to
Christ, we don't know who's around.
Useless. This is useless.
I'm over there every time. You know, it's 6-1. Boom, they give up another, and I'm like, hey, that's all right, girls. Come on. Come on. And he looks over at me. Jesus Christ.
I'm like, yeah. Stop faking it. I know you're faking it.
Anyway, it's a shame that the Fever did not win that game.
No, and
They should have
again,
won that game.
And look, and people have said this already. I'm not the first one that's going to drop this on you, but look, ladies, you're getting criticized now. Don't get shocked or hurt when we talk about you like we talk about the men's teams. That means we're into you. That's a good
I love
thing.
watching it.
I mean, but when I rip one of you apart, it's not personal. Okay, it's not. I even know
He's
you.
just upset.
I'm just upset
that you
I'm
didn't
in the
play
moment.
better.
And
That's what
especially when I
happened.
think you can play better.
Yeah, you get
If I thought
pissed.
you just stunk, it would. It would no. But it's not that. So at least not with some.
Because
of these
God, he
kids.
was going off about Melissa Smith. Jesus.
Yeah.
She
Melissa
had a couple
Smith,
bad ones,
where
especially in the fourth quarter.
She doesn't protect the ball. Doesn't understand what a shot fake is.
Got blocked on an easy layup.
Yeah, she didn't come to a jump stop and gather like she could have. And
Keeping the ball down by her
keep the
knees.
ball down. But you can't, and then, see, by the way, if you jump stop, now you can shot fake that person and maybe get a 3-point play out of it. But no. Fundamentally, it was all wrong, and that's why she got stuffed.
I like her game though.
It's not again.
And she's cool
She
with
does
people,
have
like
the
her.
ability, but she's got to learn these fundamental things
She played bad
that
in the
will
fourth
allow her to see. That's 4 points she didn't get.
Yeah.
That she should have easily got.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of having 13 points, she has 17 points. Okay. Instead of her going 5 for 12, she goes 7 for 12. Sounds a lot better than 5 for 12.
Right.
So, I mean, that's frustrating.
That is frustrating.
When you're in the best basketball league in the world and people that are there for they do that.
Well, so and then I think it's Katie Lou Samuelson.
Yes.
She was the number 4 pick out of UConn.
Yeah.
She took 6 shots tonight, all from behind the arc, and missed 5 out of 6. She was 1 for 6.
Yeah.
If she had went 50%, if she went 3 for 6, now that's pretty good from downtown. That's really good.
That's actually
But I mean, 2
If she
for 6.
just went 50%.
No, but I'm saying like if she had went
making it sound like it's like going 90 from the free
if she
throw
had
line.
went 3 for 9, it's just 1 for 6.
It's terrible.
Fuck. And a lot of them were wide open 3-pointers that she was clanging off the rim.
Yeah.
Caitlin would have been up to probably 23 assists.
I'm telling you.
But that was I
know-
don't know what's up with it. She was a number 4 pick out of UConn.
Yeah, you should be better than that. I expect more out of a UConn.
One of the
she
announcers-
probably has at least one championship.
One of the
on her finger.
announcers said she's still working her way back from having a kid last year.
All right, well, that I know nothing about. I'm not equipped.
She had a kid last year. It probably
I
does take
can't,
you a while.
as an
to-
athlete, I can't, because we're not equipped to understand what that would feel like. So I can't judge it.
But you can imagine.
I
mean,
take your word on
You'd
it.
say, Jesus Christ, you
No.
grew a human being in your body.
I'm going to take your word on it because there's no way I can understand it. But I'm like, well, yeah, that. So that, because as a coach, you're like, you better have had a baby, and then this case, oh, you actually had a baby.
Dude, there's actually some shit with the WNBA and people having babies.
Why? What?
There's a player on the Sparks who was on the Aces. She signed like a 2-year extension and then got pregnant. And she filed a complaint because she said Becky Hammon treated her different. And said, how could you get pregnant? How could you not like take precaution and not get pregnant? You signed an extension. And then she says they traded her to the Sparks, and she called Becky Hammon and she said, you traded me because I got pregnant? And she said, what do you want me to do? That's fucking awful.
Wow.
And then she came out with the complaint. She said all the players on the team cut her off. I'm like, holy shit.
Wow.
You're having a baby. Like, a job can't tell you. A job can't fire you for some shit. Or, I don't know. Whatever. It's just, it sounds fucked up to me.
They have maternity leave for that reason.
Right.
So whenever it happens, there's no
It happens,
complaint.
exactly.
And by the way, you get paid.
And in the
Paid for
W,
leave.
in a league, by women, for women, all that, like, holy fuck.
This is the one we're all supposed to understand, isn't it?
When me, oh my
Isn't
God.
it, Tom?
Right.
Am I reaching here, America?
Hey, look.
Isn't this the? It's kind of like the layup that you should, know. All right, you can't miss that. Or the ball
it's
that's
the
on
slow pitch softball.
the slow pitch. This is the layup. This is the whatever you want to call
Right.
it. This is the open net.
This is the
NHL.
Oreo in the milk.
Yes.
I mean, it's just dunk and then
How on earth do people, plural, because one person didn't make that decision.
No.
Okay, that was a committee. Okay,
Right.
so
That's a culture thing.
but it's,
That's an organizational culture thing, in my opinion.
well, but the point is, there's women in that organization and culture,
Dude, the woman, she filed
and
the
I would be
complaint
willing to
against-
bet
it's a woman.
some of them are actually moms.
Guaranteed.
How do you not get this? I can't.
Now, Becky Hammon, I already had a reason not to like her. Because remember, she was the one that dismissed Jalen Brunson. Remember that?
Yeah, she did. That was one.
She said they need a 1. They need a 1A.
I thought-
And Perkins goes, remember Big Perk was like, they have a 1A.
Big body Brunson.
Big body Brunson.
body
And you know what she said? He too small. And that's how she said it. He too small. She's like a 5'4" guard that's won championships. What's she talking about?
Ladies, I'm sorry. Don't ever say you're smarter than men again. Just don't do it. You can't do it anymore. I can't look at you with a straight face anymore if you say it. Because
Okay, but this is case by
it's
case.
reeking of bullshit. Big steaming piles of bullshit.
Yeah.
The kind of shit that's been sitting in 100-degree sun all day, bullshit, that kind of stench. That one. And we can almost relate because we've been in 100-degree fucking heat for fucking a week now. It's like, it's just everything's awful.
Steamy shit.
Steamy. Everything's steamy.
Absolute steamy.
So this is
Anyway, okay.
this is a steamer by the fucking league
Sorry, yeah, it is.
and the team. Whoever did this, I don't know if it's a league-wide thing or it's just that team.
But
I
yeah,
don't
so
know. I'm stunned. I can't.
I feel
fucking,
bad that I don't know the players.
I
Let me
can't
find her
believe
name.
this is. I'm shocked right now. I can't believe I'm hearing this.
Dude.
It almost sounds made up.
Dude,
Are you making this up to fuck
it
with
was
me?
it was in the Washington Times.
The Washington Post. You mean the Washington? There's a Washington Times. There's the Washington Post. I thought it was the Post.
Maybe it was the New York Times.
Well, the New York Times even probably more reputable
Yeah.
if it's in there. I'm just saying. This just sounds like you're fucking with me.
No, I swear to God.
it's such a-
Her name's Dearica Hamby. Filed a federal discrimination complaint against the WNBA and the Las Vegas Aces. As first reported by the Washington Post's Molly Hensley. Not fake. Me and my daughter were talking.
Okay,
she was like, "Hey,
so-
did you hear something about that?"
I guess-
Google it. They got articles for days.
I guess my question to that would be: is that a league-wide thing, or is that that team?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to say that's a league-wide thing, but
Yeah.
so for me, and this is what she said, she filed a complaint against the Aces. Then she filed a second complaint against the WNBA because she said they didn't do a thorough investigation. She said not a single teammate was interviewed about it. but Becky Hammon was suspended 2 games for it.
Does that sound right to you?
So it's almost like you did find out something was wrong.
That sounds
you
like
didn't
he's fucking with
you
me.
didn't try to dig
he's
deep
not,
enough.
He's not fucking with me, but that's not like he's fucking with me. Like, nobody's that stupid.
New York Times again. So
I know. I'm
Washington
just
Post
saying.
and New York Times.
This is how moronic this is. This is how I'm trying to compare.
She filed it in the fall of 2023.
Like, what?
This is old. I'm surprised it hasn't
I'm
resurfaced.
surprised it wasn't a bigger story.
Well, the league didn't get a lot of attention. If that happened this year,
Talk about the Caitlin Clark effect.
dude, if that happened this, no. See, but here's the thing. Caitlin Clark and the eyes on it should hopefully fix shit like that.
Yes, but that's the point.
Because
Now
they're
that
getting screwed over.
Now that there's more eyes on it, if all that shit's true, then yeah, the smarter people will come in and go, all right, we got to make this better. Enough of this shit. Knock this off. Because that's usually what does happen.
Yeah.
Okay, when it does. And now that you've got star power in that league, and there are stars there, now people are just starting to notice. Now it's about the culture and the image you want this league to be, and what you're not going to put up with anymore.
Oh shit!
So-
I didn't realize this. So they suspended Hammond for 2 games. They also rescinded their first round pick in 2025. So
What?
they did deem that something bad happened.
They got their pick taken away from them
Yeah.
because she had a baby.
No, because of how they treated her after she had a baby.
Okay, yes. So, all right, so we're not nuts. Okay, good. All right.
It said for violating rules regarding impermissible player benefits, saying that the violation involved promises in connection with an extension of Hamby's contract.
You heard it. You tell me. That's to steal a quote from Chris Crock. That's wiggity 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 whacked. And I did that horribly. I know it's because
That was really bad.
I'm stoned.
Were you doing
can't be-
crisscross? Wiggity 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 whack. Wiggity wiggity wiggity
I
whack.
have to slow down.
That is hard to say.
I have to-
Wiggity wiggity
No, but the
wiggity.
key
Oh my
is
god.
you slowed down. I try to say
know.
it. You can't say
But
it.
they didn't slow down.
No, but they
They were like
rehearsed it.
wiggity 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 whack.
They remember that they rehearsed it. It's their line.
You almost got to go wiggity wiggity wiggity.
Like a
whack,
like
like you're slurring.
which
Wiggity whack.
which cartoon character is that? It's
Sam.
is it Sylvester.
Sam. Oh, Sylvester.
the cat.
Yeah,
He's suffering fuckatash.
that's true.
Like that.
Or who was the beat? No, who was the? God,
Who?
Calamity Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
Oh, he's awesome.
Did he do the stutter?
He
Beep. That's all.
that's Porky Pig. But no.
I'm
But-
morphing them all together.
well, it's talk about some fond memories. Those cartoons are great. Anyway, the thing is this: that's atrocious, and then they should have lost more than a fucking first round pick. Quite honestly,
So this
that's
is
terrible.
So this is a quote by Hammond. I had a great relationship with Hamby the whole time, which is why she probably felt the way she did, you know. It feels like a betrayal. But like I said, it's a crap part of my job, but somebody's got to be the bearer of bad news. When asked at the league specify how she violated the respect in the workplace policy, Hammond said, me asking her about her pregnancy and a private conversation that I was having with De'Erica. That's what I said.
That's I don't know. They don't.
So it says in 2020, the collective bargaining agreement guaranteed protections that ensured becoming a parent did not mean the end of a career.
Shouldn't. It doesn't.
But then it says-
It
but then
doesn't.
it says, obviously, these protections do not change the nature of the business. Any team can trade any player for any reason or no reason at all. But that reason cannot be on the basis of race, gender, sexual orientation, parental status, or pregnancy status.
Boom. It's in the rule book that should not be a. You can't punish a person for that. You just can't fucking do it. They should have lost more than a fucking 25th
So it
pick.
says, an honest view of the facts demonstrate that this penalty is far from appropriate.
You think, America? That's one of those a dabba doo, a dabba da da, a dabba da doo. You're talking to an idiot.
Which penalty?
All of them. They're all fucking stupid. Anything that pertains to childbirth should be nothing.
Right, get the fuck out of the
Nothing
way.
in there.
Just
Let's
get
get
out
the
of the
fuck
way.
out of the way. Let Mother Nature take its course
Exactly.
and prolong the existence of our fucking race.
Yes.
Like, there's nothing more important than that. Give a fuck what?
Right.
There's nothing more important than that. That's a no fucking brainer.
And to me, you cannot trade somebody for that reason. And even think about, I mean, okay, now I'm just thinking corporation wise.
No, but you know
If
what,
you
though?
hire somebody that gets pregnant,
But
you pay their benefits and they come back, you hold their spot.
You know what justice would be, Tom? For the child of that punished parent to grow up to be the best fucking player in that sport, and they get drafted by their rival, and they fucking shit on them their entire fucking career and hold them from winning anything ever.
We'll see.
It's
I don't know if she had a boy
It's
or a
like
girl.
Brady. Brady was like 33-3 against the Buffalo Bills. It would be something like that. Be something like that, which is the all-time winningest record against one team with a minimum number of attempts.
That's awful.
33-3. Talk about bending somebody over.
I think at that point they probably stopped hating you guys. They
That
just
point
kind of
is-
got numb to
Yeah,
it.
it's like this. They're just better than us.
I mean, it's like I can't even hate these guys.
Pats are they pencil us off as 2 L's on this when the schedule comes out.
33-3.
Yeah, 33-3. You didn't believe me? He Googled it.
No, I'm not Googling. I'm looking.
Brady up.
I'm looking on Twitter at
I
stuff.
thought I saw Brady. So.
Sometimes, I like to look at Twitter because it'll spark a conversation.
We're Sparker goes talking about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark's magical night that got ruined by her shitbag team.
Yeah,
It's fucking terrible. And again, they're young. That's part of it.
yeah. Her and
But
Elaine Boston were great.
These
to
are
me.
again. These are. Here's the problem, and this always drives me crazy. They're messing up little things that you shouldn't, because you've played the game your whole fucking life. They're screwing up little things. It's little things that are killing them. Little things like not boxing out.
Fundies.
Fundies. If you're in the professional, the best professional sports league, whatever it is,
Fundies
fundamentals
are
are
non-negotiable.
not your problem.
Non-negotiable.
That's a given.
Yeah.
You have to have that one thing. And yet, not as we've seen, I'm not just picking on this team tonight. I've seen other teams with this problem. Okay.
Hell yeah.
It runs rampant. It's like, how the fuck?
I mean, teams lose like this in the NBA because
All the
I
time.
mean,
All the time.
it's-
And it drives you up a
It's
wall.
really every game. In any game you play.
Yeah, I mean,
Hockey. I don't really
here's
know
how
about
fast.
hockey, but I assume.
Here's how fast basketball is. We expect you to have 10 turnovers. They don't even hold it against you.
Well, we usually
They
say
expect you.
we usually say if you can hold it under 15, 13.
Yeah,
and that's a
13. So
good
actually, they're
night.
giving you, because they know, okay, how hard it is as it is. The one thing you got to get right is fundamentals. Because you're taught that from the time. If you had good coaches, and this guy can tell you he didn't, because we worked on his shot last year, and he looked like he looked at me like I split the atom, and I didn't. Okay, the thing is, so that's not he's not the first basketball player in this country that had that problem, where he had poor coaching. In fact, it runs rampant. I would argue, and I think I'd win this argument. There are more bad coaches than good ones in this world.
Yeah.
There are.
Well, and sometimes the
And how
coaches. Sometimes it's a coach. It's a volunteer coach.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not that person's fault.
No,
You know,
I'm not
because-
saying it is, but I'm saying that
But you're right.
if you don't, and this is where a kid can get derailed right off the bat. It's not fault. It's volunteer because nobody wanted to do it.
Right.
Okay.
They're just trying to show you how they think they play.
And if they haven't played the game before, there's no chance that kid is going to learn the right way to play basketball. There's no chance. Not zero. And I've seen it too many fucking times again. And every time I want to get mad at the parent, I keep telling myself, volunteer,
They don't know.
not his fault. And that's when I usually step in and go, hey, want me to help you out with some of this? I know it's tough. Trying to, and I make it as a father thing. He doesn't know I'm a coach yet, and then he figures it out. So,
Want me to watch the kids while you teach them?
yeah. I mean,
Actually,
he actually watched
no,
this
go ahead.
happen. He watched this happen between me and Lawton. He watched it happen, so he knows. Okay, because Lawton's a great guy, but he's not a basketball coach. He's a great dad. Okay, but he didn't play college basketball. He didn't coach in high school. He doesn't have a resume. He's a volunteer, and he's a good one. But believe me, no, it's not his fault.
I mean, I can't. I've probably taught kids how to shoot wrong. Every time I've helped them.
Unknowingly,
I didn't know.
unknowingly, because he was taught wrong. Okay, so that's the thing, and it's
I'm
not.
sitting here shooting like Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I wish I shot.
If
that
only
kid.
that were true.
Yeah.
We would be sitting on a beach right now, not working tomorrow.
We wouldn't even know each other.
Yes, we would.
If I was Reggie Miller,
I'd know you.
no, you wouldn't. I mean, maybe if you tagged me in one of your videos.
There might be a chance I played against you
No,
in
too
AAU.
young. Too
That's
young.
true. How much younger than
10 years.
he's only 41?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm getting old. That hurts. Ouch. The point is, if you don't, if you're taught the wrong way at a young age, then even the most talented players in the world don't do those things. So,
But what do you think it is? The players in the WNBA
we
have
are
the fundamentals,
so
right?
more so than the NBA because they don't have the athletic. They have to
Right.
play better because they cannot run you out, jump you. Like
But
that.
why do we see so often people looking like they don't have good fundies
There was a time when that wasn't true
in the WNBA?
in the NBA.
I'm talking about the dub though.
These guys, if you watched I'd say from '94 back,
Big time fundies.
fundies are unbelievable. After '94, it started to get bad, and it was a couple players that you're like, how does he do that? And then it just got worse and worse, and it was spread across. It was just like, what the fuck?
AI.
Oh God, Allen Iverson is a how not to in basketball, and he got away with it because he was blocked. But you know why? Talent, because talent trumps all.
was
You want to know why?
amazing.
By the way, there's your answer to your question.
He also played
The
hard.
reason that fundamentals don't get caught is because people get enamored with the person's talent and let it slide. That's the biggest reason, believe it or not. So
Makes sense.
that's
And
frustrating.
also, when you're that talented, you feel like you don't even
Need a coach.
need. Well, and
'Cause
you
you can-
don't need to do the fundamentals.
Yeah.
I'm good enough to
Yeah.
just
and then
crush these people.
and a good coach makes them do it. He said, "Look at me. One day, like my father did to me. One day, you're not going to be able to outrun everybody. They're going to catch you. You better add these things to your game." And my father was a great coach. He didn't care that we were undefeated 3 out of 4 years and won 3. He didn't care about that shit. It's like, look, you want to go where you say you want to go? Those guys are just like you. So you better fucking have this stuff or you're going to lose to them. And he was right. And not only that, he didn't tell me to do it. He showed me how to do it, which is the mark of a great coach. They can show you physically how to do it the right way. You can say it, but you have to be able to show it. Okay?
Dude, but I saw a picture on Twitter today. It was Caitlin Clark hugging Cheryl Miller. And I don't know, it was in like one of the tunnels or something. And somebody said, Cheryl Miller, coaching the WNBA stars against the Olympic team is her tryout for the Fever coach. Ooh. And they said, this will be the last game that Coach Sides coaches for the Fever. It was a joke,
Whoa.
but that shit would be pretty cool. If Cheryl Miller was like, fuck that, I'm coaching them.
I think they'd probably do it. Cheryl Miller is the greatest women's
Is she a
basketball.
coach, though?
She's the greatest women's basketball player ever.
I know, but that doesn't mean you're a good coach.
I don't know. I don't know if she's coached or not. I don't know if she has a coach.
It'd be cool to see her in the game.
Maybe she coached her kids. Maybe I don't know. Maybe she coached the high school team. I don't know what her resume is.
Maybe she coached Woodlake.
Maybe. It wouldn't show.
I just thought it was a funny post on Twitter.
That is kind of funny.
He said,
I like it a lot.
what's her name? Sarah Sides.
It's cruel,
Has
but it's fun.
has coached her last game.
It's cruel. Funny, but cruel.
Funny but cool. Here it is.
Oh my god. Oh, look at the picture.
It's literally Cheryl
Oh
Miller
my
kissing
God. It
Caitlin
looks
Clark
like
on the
Looks
cheek.
like the end of a movie. Oh. Yeah, that looks like the end of a movie.
Caitlin Clark shares a moment with Cheryl Miller.
A moment. It was a moment.
A moment is a moment.
Then she whispered in her ear, so when they fire this bitch.
Stop calling them bitches. That's not the look we want.
Oh, good Lord.
It's not the look we want.
What look do we want, Tom?
We don't want to be chauvinistic.
We have a voodoo swilling
That's a
Jamaican
character from a movie.
We've got the soft glow of electric sex in the background.
Again, that's a character from a movie.
That's not a character; it's a fixture.
That is a character in a movie.
Oh, really? How many lines did it have?
It added so much to that story.
It was a fixture in the story, but it wasn't
the
a
light
character.
lamp was a
The light
character.
lamp didn't talk, didn't pass gas,
Character.
didn't do anything. It's a fixture.
Character.
No, it's a
Absolute
fixture.
character.
How many lines did it have? Oh, so it was a lineless character.
It's a
It's
lamp.
a lineless character.
It's a lamp. No, think about all the lines about it. Not a finger.
That's the beauty.
You used up
I would
all the glue
I would argue if you go
on
back,
purpose.
if you
You tell me that's not a character?
Hold on a minute.
We should do a poll.
No, hold on a minute.
Poll.
Let me finish my
Vote
thought.
down below. Hold on. You can. Vote down below Was the leg lamp in A Christmas Story a character or a fixture?
Has no lines.
I say character.
Has no lines.
I say character.
Doesn't even break wind.
I say character.
Doesn't have to.
It does actually break wind. It shatters wind.
She knocked it over. You know what? By
And
the
it
way,
shattered
on
purpose.
Do you think she did that on purpose?
Of course she. Are you kidding me?
I was wondering.
Do you think?
I was wondering about that.
Okay.
Clearly,
well, you're not very smart.
clearly I wondered.
If you always wondered.
No, but the thing,
It was an
thing is,
absolute certainty.
Clearly, the old man thought so because he got her back at the end with the Red Ryder BB gun. Santa Claus brought it. Fucking burn. Take that, bitch. You want to break my electric sex?
Again.
There it is again. I don't care. I don't care how
That is not the
sensitive.
look we want.
I don't care how sensitive you are. I don't. Take
You shouldn't
that.
be calling women bitches. You have a daughter.
And when my daughter acts like a little bitch, I say it.
Jesus Christ.
A bitch. Shut up, brat.
That's terrible.
Actually, it's usually brat.
That's
What's a
terrible.
brat? Brat. Shut
How
up.
you gonna feel when some
Shut up, brat.
boy or man says that to your daughter?
I mean, did you ask for it?
Oh God, I really hope that's not what you'd say.
Well, in Mia's case, where she starts all these fights with Anthony, I wouldn't put it past her. Because she starts.
I'm sorry,
She
folks.
starts a lot.
He's not a normal human being.
My daughter, who I love to death, but she starts. No, she's not. I'm sorry. The sun doesn't rise and set on her ass. My bad. I'm not an ass kissing parent. Oh shit! What a dick you are.
Oh yeah, if you don't call your kid a bitch, you're an ass kissing.
No,
parent.
that's not what I said.
That's what you're acting
no,
like.
That's what I said. When she acts up to me, then I'm like, yeah. If you disrespect someone, they're gonna disrespect. You get what you give in life, Tom.
Okay.
Didn't your parents tell you that,
So
Tom?
when a 2-year-old gives you
Do I
something,
have
you
to
give it
take
back
on
to him?
the Taylor Swift hat, Tom? You get what you give, Tom. Don't you know that? Don't you know,
Okay,
Tom?
Willy Wonka.
I'm saying.
Get what you give. Okay, so
That's the ultimate example of it. You know what? It's funny. I'm glad you brought this up because she did bring it up. Okay. We're up on the Cape.
if you
We're up on the
like
Cape.
a jerk to me,
I was
I'm
telling.
gonna call my daughter a
quick,
bitch.
quick story. Up on the Cape, I was telling my sister, my wife's cousin,
Not,
great
not
gal.
name calling your kids does not make.
I
you
was
a
telling
pussy
her a
or
story about how we were when we talk about alarm systems. And how I would do a risk assessment, show them where they're vulnerable, and then we do a presentation. They would do what they want to do with the system. She goes, how do you do that? So I explained that. Oh, they can get it. She goes, oh, so you're scaring them. You're using a scare tactic. I'm like, no, I'm giving you facts that I get from the police department. Why do you find them scary? Because if they scare you, they
No,
should.
You're totally using fear to sell.
No, it's true.
It's still fear.
It's
to
the
sell.
truth. Why do we twist the? By the way, if you want to, and he knows this, you really want to fix a situation, you can't unless you know the truth, even the ugly truth, the truth you don't want to know, but you have to know it, or you can't make it better. It's that simple.
That's not true.
It is true. It is totally true, and you know it.
I don't need
It's a
to
load
know
of crap.
crime facts right now.
If in the last month, whoa, hey, did you see that? That was quite a lightning bolt there.
Because I had an ADT guy do that to me one time. He knocked on my door.
Oh, it was a sales tactic, Tom?
Listen, he knocked on my door, and he goes, "Can I come in?" And I said, "No." And
Why was he
then-
there?
What?
Why was he there?
He just randomly knocked on my door.
Oh, there was no appointment.
No.
Oh, that's bad.
And it was like at 7:30 at night. It was dark outside. He knocked on my door and he said, "Can I
7:30?
come in?" And I said, "No." And he said, "I wanted to talk to you about a home alarm." I said, "I don't want it." He said, "Oh, you don't want to protect your family?" And I just slammed the door on him. See, like that to me, he's like, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't just fear. That was almost like challenging me, like calling me a shit father. That's not sales. That's not consulting with somebody and saying, "Hey."
I've never done what he just described.
To me, that was
That's
bullshit.
That's not what I do.
Yeah.
What I do is I say, all right, look, here's the deal. Here's the percentage. Here's the time frame. Here's where you're most vulnerable. These are facts. It's not my opinion. You don't believe me? You can call your local police department or your state department and tell you the same fucking thing. I ain't making it up. You can fucking Google it. Okay, so the reality is this is where you're vulnerable. Do you want to do anything about it or not? Because the reality is, and by the way, this is true. I'm not getting it. It's always the dads who fight this one. I'm not getting it for the dad. It's for when dad ain't there.
Yeah.
That's the fucking bottom line. And when you put it that way, then even the stubborn dad kind of sits up and goes, well, that is true. And how do I know that? Because I'm a fucking dad. And I have the system too. So I'm not a hypocrite either. A lot of salesmen are hypocrites, okay? Here's the first thing about a salesman. He uses or she uses
You
what
don't
she
have
actually
the
sells.
system.
Yes, I do.
You didn't have it for a long time.
I've had it for 6 years.
No way.
Yeah. Actually, longer than that.
Becky always used to say y'all didn't have it.
No, we had it. We brought it with us from Holbrook. We had it before we came here. We brought it with us. So we've actually had it for almost 8 years now.
Okay.
It's the best security system in the world. You can't even get in my house. You will trip something before you get through the front door.
I get in all the time.
There is no better. Yeah, but the alarm will be going off as you're coming through the door.
No, I mean, I come in through the garage and I join you on the couch.
I know, but I don't have the alarm on when you're here because I trust you. Or do I?
Dun, dun, dun.
But anyway, the point is, facts aren't scary. They're just the truth. If you find it scary, then maybe you needed to hear it because you weren't aware of it. Usually when we're scared of something, it's because we weren't aware of something and we're like, wait,
Well,
what?
I just don't want to think about it. I mean, you're aware of it.
You need to think. First of all, if you're calling for a security system, you call us. We don't call you. You're already thinking about it. So all I'm just doing is confirming what you were already thinking.
Confirmation.
Confirmation.
All right, Jesus Christ, how we get here? What are we talking about?
Because the whole thing is with some of these, we're talking about basketball players and why they don't always develop. It went back that far. Yeah, that's how far.
Okay, but why the fuck are we talking about home?
Because you can't ignore a player's talent or just
That's not how we got
and not
here.
teach them something because
It's because you were calling your daughter a bitch, and I said you shouldn't, and then you started talking about how you sold a alarm system.
I was saying because I told because the point was I wanted my daughter to understand something. You get what you give, and if you don't listen, if you don't tell people things. By the way, here's the other problem with not telling someone the truth. What happens when it comes out and it's something bad, and then they find out you knew about it and didn't tell them? What about that one? Dun, dun, dun.
What are you talking about?
Making an observation, general observation. You know something that you don't want to tell them that you're afraid it's going to hurt them, but you know they should probably know it. You say nothing.
What?
I don't know. Maybe a friend cheating on the best friend with their wife, whatever.
We're talking about your daughter.
It could be anything. You asked for an example. I just gave you one.
Don't call her a bitch.
I'll call her whatever I want to call her. She's my daughter. And when she acts like that, she'll get called that.
Okay, that's fine.
Fine. And don't judge me on it because honestly, that's what's going to happen to her when she acts up. Mr. Sugarcoat.
We judge each other all the time.
You and I know each other. I'm talking about when she interacts with a stranger. I'm talking about when she interacts with a stranger or somebody for the first time. If she shows disrespect, she's going to get what she gives.
I understand that.
And you don't know who you're talking to. So you know what that means? There's a better than 50% chance that's what will come back at you if you're a woman. If you act that way. And trust me when I tell you, I'm not making it up. I used to be a bartender. I saw it happen every night in a bar. And the guy wasn't always drunk.
Let me prepare you for this.
The girl was asking for it. And he told her what he thought of her. Stop acting like a bitch. And she was. She was. But you know, if that's daddy's little princess, whatever, she shrivels up and if it's someone whose dad told her the truth, she goes.
You can tell somebody
maybe I
the
am being a
truth
bitch.
without name calling.
Maybe I am being a bitch. Oh.
You can tell somebody the truth without name calling. That's what I'm saying.
Sure you can. But it's so much
Right.
more, it's so much better when you do because it's for emphasis.
It's not even good communication.
It is good communication. Oh, it's good.
Calling somebody a
They
name.
seem to get it better when you do it that way.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
People do not
because the one
get
thing,
things better when
the
they're
one
called
thing that
names.
everybody understands is profanity. They all understand that, and they also know the various ways you can use it. It's true. How many ways have you used the word shit?
I completely disagree. This show is called I Don't Disagree.
I could care less if you disagree. I saw it happen every night. So you can drink whatever you want. When you work behind a bar and you do it,
I'm
so
not
you'll see it.
saying you didn't see that. Like you always
So,
make it into
again,
something that I'm not talking about.
Well, the thing
I'm
is,
not
that's
talking about you in a bar.
That's called reality, and that's how you prepare your kids for reality. You don't hide them from it. Oh, that's wrong if they say that, even if you're acting that way. What should they do? Hand them some milk and cookies? You know, you shouldn't do that, but bless your heart.
That's not what I said.
No, exactly.
I just said don't name call.
I'll name call.
That's all I said.
I've been name calling my whole life. And by the way, I've been getting name called my whole life.
I understand that.
Well,
you
I'm not
name
gonna.
call.
I'm not gonna
I'm
change it
telling
because you don't think it's.
I'm telling you what I think. I
I'm
understand
telling
what you think.
I'm telling you on this matter, I don't care what you think.
Okay.
I don't. Think it all you want. It's your prerogative. Don't care. I'm not going to influence you one
Obviously.
bit. So, because I know I'd rather be told the truth, because then I know what to deal with. Or how
I'm
to
not
deal
saying
with
to lie. I'm not saying to lie.
it. Well, when you're not being honest with them, and I don't care how it comes out. At least that way, it's genuine.
I do care how it comes.
Have you ever in a fit of rage just dropped an F-bomb and you didn't mean to, but you were just so mad it came out?
Yeah.
Okay then. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're not. That's not what we're not arguing whether or not I've ever just
No,
dropped
I'm
the
saying
F-bomb.
I understand that in the heat of the moment because that's what can happen. It's not like
we are not in the heat of the moment right now.
no, we're not. But I'm just
Right.
saying.
So
if that
that's
happens,
why I'm saying.
if that happens to my daughter when someone calls that to her, I don't want to be shocked if she hears it. and shut down and need therapy for 6 months on a couch because some random guy in a bar called her a bitch.
I don't think that's why people need therapy, but potentially your dad name calling you as a child could make you have therapy.
I don't know.
I'm saying a random fuck. No, who gives a fuck about that person?
If you're exposed to that early, it's not going to.
Oh yeah, you're fine. It's good.
It didn't faze me. It didn't faze anyone I knew because my dad wasn't the only one who swore like that. I heard Mr. Caruso, Mr. Lombardi, and Mr. Hyde, and Mr. Giardini might have been worse than my father. Which, by the way, Mr. Giardini, God rest his soul, that's a hell of a check in your column. Because nobody we've profanity like my old man. Although the old man on the Christmas Story has to kind of count, doesn't he?
He never curses.
Yes, he does.
No, he doesn't.
You just couldn't hear it with all the damper and the thing blowing up in the bed.
If you're really cursing,
Who the hell?
he never cursed. He went batshit crazy when he said fudge.
Ralphie even tells a story. I have heard my dad use that word 1,000 times. And
We never heard it.
when your father never said the F-bomb in front of you, even just
I'm
in
talking about in a Christmas Story.
I think he said it, though.
No, I never heard it.
I think he said it. Ralphie said he did. Was Ralphie lying?
Ralphie
now?
said fudge.
No, he didn't. That's what you heard.
Okay, I heard a
That's not what
different
the
word.
rest of the world heard.
Okay.
And by the way, Ralphie confirmed it. He goes, only I didn't say fudge.
But he said fudge.
Your suspicions were correct.
The movie said fudge.
You know how we knew? Because of the dad's face.
Well, duh.
Because as he's saying it, the dad's looking at him
was the
like...
whole thing. He wouldn't have got his mouth washed out with soap if he said
If
fudge.
he says fudge, dad's not looking at him
But
like
I'm just
that.
saying, the audio said fudge.
It did.
And the dad
But we knew.
was never actually saying curse words, which
No, but
should have been.
The look on his face, though, was priceless.
He never hit
What
the
did
kids,
you
though.
say? No, well, if
Wasn't that
the wife's willing to put a bar of soap in the kid's mouth, having had his mouth, I've gotten that one too. I
I never got the bar soap.
got the bar of soap.
I got the smack in the head.
Bar, that too. It depended on who was home. It was my mother was the bar of soap. If my dad was a smack in the head. It was whoever caught me doing whatever the hell it was. Okay, because it wasn't just profanity. Okay, it was other shit we did. So you want a bar of soap? Talk. If you just talk back, you
I
don't
don't
have to
think I ever
swear.
got the bar soap.
If you talked back with my mother, you got the bar of soap. You have to even swear in the sentence.
Yeah.
Just talk back. You try doing that 4 or 5 times.
All right, let's move on.
Dial soap tastes like
We've spent
shit.
too much time on this.
Anyway, Kaylin
To
Clark had
bitch
a-
or not to bitch.
Okay,
That's what we'll call this segment. To bitch or not to bitch.
I
That
know-
is the question.
I know you're with me, America. Always.
We
to
can be
bitch.
on different sides of this.
Always to bitch. You feel better after you bitch. You get it off your chest.
No.
It's bad to hold it in, Tom. It is. You
I
always
know,
hear
I
that from
just
your
don't
therapist.
think-
Right? You can't hold it in. You got to let it out.
Look, I'm not acting like I never used that word, okay?
I think sometimes you've enjoyed it.
I have enjoyed it. But I feel like I've evolved. I feel bad calling women bitches now. It just carries.
They call each other bitches.
That's their word, though.
Oh my God.
It's like me and you calling each other guinea. That's our word. We own that word. It's like black people calling each other the N word. They own that word.
I don't think a woman was the first to use the word bitch. I think it was a man.
About the woman.
Yeah, I never heard a woman just say it. I think the men said it first.
No doubt. Do you think
More.
black people started calling themselves the N word first? No. White people started calling them.
Men, it's men. No,
So
Okay,
then
yeah.
they took the
Yeah.
word. Now they own it. Right? It starts as a derogatory term. Then once that group gets enough power, they say, "Nah, that's our word."
I'll tell you why they can't own it, because men talk shit to each other on basketball courts all the time and call each other bitch all the time.
Well, okay,
They throw it around like it's
but
candy.
that's
So they
different.
did-
That's we can call each other whatever the fuck we want to call each,
handle it.
because we're in the
we've
same
been
group.
exposed to it.
We're in the same group.
See? Making my point.
No, but you know what I'm saying. Like you can call me
Oh,
a
I
bitch
hear
100 times, I wouldn't be like,
Tom.
"Don't use that word."
I'm listening.
You understand what I'm
Once
saying?
more, I hear you.
Do you know what I'm saying? If you called me a bitch, I wouldn't be like, "Don't you dare use that word on me."
You try and call in guy fashion. You got to one up me.
I'd say, "Fuck you,
You call
bitch."
me a C word or something
No,
like
a
that.
cunt.
He
A
dropped.
cunt.
Yeah,
I'd probably go Scottish and say, "Fuck you, cunt."
maybe.
My kids actually
I could
ask me
see
to say
that.
that to them sometimes.
I could what? What?
John and Penny ask me to do that accent and curse at them sometimes.
But not that word.
I don't.
Please tell me you didn't use that word.
I've muttered
Now,
it.
even I
so
think that's
I've
crazy.
muttered it. No. This is joking. They'll come up like John will come up and go, "Be Scottish," and I'll be like, and I'll say something. He goes, "No, like really be Scottish."
So that
'Cause
implies-
he wants me to curse at him.
Okay.
Hey, you fuck. Yeah.
See? And by the way, his kids aren't even phased by it.
But I'm not talking about in a fit of rage going, "You're cunt." Like I wouldn't.
You're going to tell me, even not yelling in a fit of rage with something they did, you didn't drop something?
I've dropped F-bombs.
Yeah.
But
Not
I've never,
saying you, but
like
that.
But like I've never said like you little motherfucker, or you little bit. Like I've never done that.
I see.
Now look, I've done other things that people will probably look at me and go, "Oh my god, you've." So I'm not trying to act like I'm the fucking righteous dad here, because I've had bad moments.
See,
I try not to say words like that to my kid.
I think there's the overreaction, but then it's when the punishment fits the crime.
Yeah, no, there's certain things that make you blow your lid.
If they take some, or the ice thing comes out, and I'm not going to kill them for that. I'm not going to blow up over this because they'll wipe it up.
They throw something, bust a TV.
That's down the story.
You might go, what the
that was
fuck?
$5,000.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell are you doing?
See, my thing is, I don't call names, and my dad didn't call names, but like sometimes I overreact when they do something dumb, and it's kind of like, how could you do something like why would you do that?
You stupid motherfucker.
It's like something like I never say it, but I think that is the. So he would call you that?
You stupid motherfucker.
See,
like,
my dad never said that.
How the hell? I mean, and say, I have failed you as a father. If you can fuck up that bad, like he'd say that. Like,
see, my dad never said that, but he acted that way.
You feel bad, but you laugh. But he's like, I failed you. If you're fucking up like this, I'm a terrible father. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Please tell me. Please tell me you're stupid. I can live with you stupid. I can't live with this as my fault.
I never heard my dad take accountability for my stupidity.
By the way, that's a real conversation between me and my mom.
I never had my dad take accountability for my stupidity.
And by the way, it was warranted because what I did was so fucking stupid.
Well,
Oh my god! I was 11.
You
tell me you never did anything stupid at 11? Yes, you have. Plenty of
stuff
shit.
way past
We do
11.
stupid
What are you
things
talking
now.
I never had my dad take accountability for my stupidity. He always was like,
I didn't tell him to.
He was like, how could you do that? Why would you do that? And just like
I never
make you feel like the dumbest motherfucker.
I never
ever.
blamed my dad for that.
I didn't say you blamed him.
He
took accountability.
He said, either you're the stupidest son of a bitch on the face of the earth, or I'm a bad father.
Right, and I'm saying I never had my dad do that.
But sometimes
I probably would have felt good.
But sometimes I was the stupidest son of a bitch on the earth. I'm just okay with it. I can admit it. I fucked up. I wasn't a victim. By the way, it was something he told me not to do, more than fucking once.
I wasn't a victim.
I wasn't a victim. I was a dickhead. And here's the problem. That not enough people can admit that. Don't fucking even try and come off with you're perfect. We've all fucked up. And it's okay. It's part of learning. But own it. And don't pass it off when my parents were too hard on me as a kid. No, you fucked up. And that's their job. Okay? And a good parent, that's what they fucking do. You know what? Here's the thing. You know you had good parents when you talk to a kid and they're like, yeah, my father was a fucking asshole growing up. But now they fucking love each other. That's a fucking good parent.
That's pretty much my dad.
Yeah. So don't I'm saying, and maybe he didn't say it, but a lot of good dads would fucking say it. And that's why today their kids.
My son's probably going to say that about me.
And my kids today, I remember listening to kids talk about their old man. Now that we're adults, like, thank God he fucking did that. I'd be dead right now if he hadn't fucking taught me that lesson. If he didn't do it the way he did, because I wouldn't have understood it, because I was fucking stupid.
I think if you ask John what he thinks about me right now, he'd say I'm an asshole.
Then you're a good dad.
Doing it right,
It's
baby.
different when he's an asshole than when he's something else.
What?
An asshole means he cares, he's always on my case.
What's an asshole? Well, what's the something else?
My dad's the devil, or he's evil, or he's this, or he's that. Then whoa, hold on, wait, the devil. I understand your dad maybe gets pissed off and overreacts, and he's a dick about it.
Where'd you hear that?
Where do you the devil? I've talked to psychiatrists about conversations they've had with children that of verbal abuse, and these are the words that come out of their mouth when they describe the parent, when it's a parental thing.
Well, yeah,
it's not asshole.
My son would
it's
not
not
say that.
No, he wouldn't, because that's not who you are.
Yeah.
You're a dad who gives a shit, and that's okay. All right,
of course, that's okay.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but that's
the way it should be.
So many times with parents, and you hear this, you can't. Don't be their friend. Be their
You're
parents.
a great dad, and that's okay.
That's okay, Tom. It's okay.
But I love being their friend.
That's why I don't apologize for when I blow up, because trust me, it's not the first time they've done it. It's probably the 10th or the 12th time they've done it. Okay? Then I fucking snap and blow a gasket. Okay? So that's warranted. At that point, it's like, you're not getting the fucking message, you dumbass. Take your head out of your fucking ass. I've told you this 12 fucking times. What's it going to take? Because you don't want to hit them. That's the last thing you want to do, believe it or not. So, you tell me. But I just know that's how I was raised. My brothers were raised that way. And the three of us all have degrees. We're not destructive members to society. And by and large, people can tolerate us, albeit in small doses. So,
Thank you for saying small doses.
key. Speaking of small doses, we're going to break segment 2, All-Star Game. That was a pretty good game last night. I thought.
Did you watch it?
I did. It was 3. It went back and forth. It wasn't a ton of runs, but it was 3-3. And then there was some pitching.
I watched a couple innings.
I mean, it was a good game. I think
we should talk about what the most boring All-Star game is, sport-wise.
Absolutely.
Save it for the next round.
We'll do that next round. Coming right up. See you on the side.